Now that we have an official Star Wars map, it is time to start mapping each tile in the Star Wars universe. And in this video, we're going to be looking at tile I-13, located in the Inner Rim and home to only two planets, Minfar and Jakku. Both very remote planets and in their own systems. Minfar was a backwater jungle planet, only hosting one native species that was the Zixon, and they were shorter than humans and covered in a short, thick green fur, and they also had pointed ears, a snout, and long clawed hands. They mainly lived underground, but had to call on rebellion aid when the First Order was searching for a weapon on Minfar, and these Zixon needed assistance. And other than that, Minfar remains a very remote and unknown planet in the Star Wars universe. Unlike Jakku, which is one we all know from the sequel series, and Jakku's largest attraction was the graveyard of the Rebellion and Imperial ships from the Battle of Jakku. The famous battle had many notable members from the Empire and New Republic face off on the remote desert planet within the western reaches of the galaxy's inner rim, but only small settlements really existed on the planet of Jakku, mainly locals surviving off of scraps that they could forage, and the junkyard settlement of the Nima outpost was the largest settlement on the planet, as it was the only spaceport on the planet as well. And the Nima outpost was one of the only locations to refuel, trade, and get valuable resources like food and water. And another thing to note is that the Nima outpost couldn't exist without the graveyard of ships bringing in commerce to, get scrap pieces in and out of Jakku to be able to make some money. Jakku did have a couple native species like the Tito's, which were about the only survivors outside of small settlements on Jakku, as they were about the only native species on the planet. And Tito's lived as scavengers, and they were capable mechanics and tinkerers, and they were gifted in finding useful things in their homeworld, and of course they were friends with Rey as they traded with their lug of beasts. But other than that, Jakku for the most part remains a graveyard in a very remote part of the galaxy. Not too much activity happens in tile I-13 with no interplanetary trade routes. It truly is the western reaches of the galaxy's inner rim, and again home to only two planets, Minfar and Jakku, with the Battle of Jakku being the biggest and most notable event that happened on tile I-13. So with that, subscribe if you would like, comment down below, and until next video, goodbye.